This week, we are forced to ask the question, is the Amazon Echo dangerous? Well, the results might be shocking. Also, a top phone brand of the past gets RIP'd officially. So let's just go ahead, together, as a people, and take it out! And welcome to our first Sensational Sunday of 2022. I'm Mike, and I wanted to come in to this Sensational Sunday with good news. But guess what didn't happen? The good news. So we got some news this week. I mean, really, it was a very slim week. There wasn't much news, but it didn't stop Amazon. It didn't stop Amazon from making the news. And what I'm about to talk about might be a little bit shocking. Okay, I gotta stop doing that before I say what the story is. All right, to preface the story, I stopped using Amazon products last year because I was kind of fed up with them. And this isn't one of the reasons why, but it's just kind of indicative of the quality that you might get with an Amazon Echo. So anyway, this 10-year-old girl was doing challenges and it asked the Amazon Echo for a challenge, and the Amazon Echo suggested the plug challenge to a 10-year-old girl. Now, the girl's mother was in the room and was yelling like a word no, because I can't say it because it's going to trigger people's personal assistance if you have one. And apparently the plug challenge is where you take a phone charger and you plug it halfway into an outlet and then you touch a penny to it. So I'm not saying that the Amazon Echo tried to electrocute a 10-year-old girl, but I'm also not saying that either. And this is just my personal opinion from life experiences, but I think generally speaking, that electrocuting people or possibly causing property damage, especially to children, is considered bad. That's just my opinion though. So luckily Amazon's already fixed this by removing that challenge from showing up, but at the same time I'm like, maybe you should be a little bit more careful from what resources you pull from when you suggest things on the Echo. So this is kind of what I was getting at earlier about the overall quality of it. I feel like the Echo was better when it started off, but that was because there was less things, there were less skills, there were less resources it was pulling from online. And then it got worse the more things that were added, because I feel like Amazon doesn't really curate anything. It just kind of is like, you know what, it is what it is. We're just going to allow whatever to happen on this device. And then on top of that, when they announced that they were going to be sharing people's internet to create their own Amazon network, basically without permission, that's when I was officially done with them. So this doesn't surprise me at all. Luckily, nothing happened. The child wasn't hurt. The child's mother was in the room, like I said, and the mother even mentioned that the child told them, like, you know, even if you weren't there, I'm not stupid enough to do something like that, which is good because, yeah, especially if it was a younger child, that could have been something that was really dangerous. Unfortunately for Amazon, this is probably just going to be something that's brushed under the rug. It's no big deal, but I do think that they need to take more responsibility and actually curate the content that's coming out of the Echo. Now, if you're just doing a web search, that's one thing. Because if it's just pulling results from Google or whatever search engine they use, that's fine. Like, you know, you can't really control web results if someone's like, you know, search for this, but it specifically asks for a challenge. Like, that should be something that's more curated, in my opinion. Also, why does this challenge even exist? Like, who would be stupid enough to even do this challenge? Like, what do you think would really happen if you put a penny to some exposed prongs in the plug? Like, who would even be curious enough to try that? I'll be right back.
Stop it. You're supposed to have better common sense than that. Now go ahead and get back to your news video.
Oh man. I wasn't gonna try it. I was just doing something for a friend. All right, moving on to our next story. Blackberry is officially going to be RIP'd. I mean, it's been RIP'd for a while, but they're officially shutting down their Blackberry services. Like, all their servers and everything are going down. It's January 4th, so that means on Blackberry devices, no more phone calls, data, messages, none of that. You can't even reach emergency services on a Blackberry. So if for some reason you still have a Blackberry, now would be a good time to get rid of it. Hopefully no one's still using a Blackberry at this point. But yeah, it's crazy. I was just kind of reminiscing about the pre-iPhone days or pre-smartphone days when, like, if you had a Blackberry, that was like serious. Like, you meant serious business. Like, it was one of those status phones. Like, obviously it was for business use. It had the keyboard, had the Blackberry Messenger. It was a pretty serious phone, but it was like the predecessor to the smartphones that we have now. It's kind of sad to see it go that way, but they just never adapted to the smartphone era. And when they finally gave up on the stuff that made them successful before and tried to adapt, it was too little too late. Like, I remember the first touchscreen the phone they came out with that had the pressure sensitive screen, which sounds cool, but you literally had to push in the screen every time you touched something on the screen. So like, if you were typing, you had to push down on the screen and wait for it to click for it to register. My friend had one of those phones. It seemed awful. They just never capitalized properly on the smartphone market. Kind of sad to see them go. It's sad to start off the new year this way with some RIPs, but that's the way it's got to go down. So RIP officially to Blackberry. And with that being said, that is going to bring today's video to a conclusion. But if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe, and always do at least 2 things at the same time.